The first mistake happens before your feet move. You see the flash and your brain tells you a story. Home is still there. Streets still exist. Distance is just distance. You can walk it. That lie kills people before radiation ever gets a vote. A nuclear detonation doesn't end with fire. It begins with physics rewriting the rules your body depends on. The pressure wave snaps windows miles out. The light cooks exposed skin in seconds. Then the air fills with dust that isn't dirt anymore. It's ground glass, concrete powder, burned plastics, and whatever used to be alive. You breathe it because you always have. Lungs don't know the difference between oxygen and regret. Your phone is dead or useless. The grid is gone. Traffic lights froze where they were. Cars piled up like dropped toys. You think walking avoids danger. It doesn't. It concentrates it. Fallout starts falling fast and uneven. Invisible snow with a half-life that laughs at human planning. Each particle is small, light, and eager to stick to sweat, hair, fabric. You're a moving target wrapped in Velcro. Your body is already losing. Adrenaline spikes. Heart rate climbs. You burn water faster than normal because stress cheats the thermostat. You don't feel thirsty yet. That comes later, when your mouth tastes like pennies and dust. The sun is still shining, which confuses people. They think the danger passed. Radiation doesn't look like danger. It behaves like time. Quiet, relentless. Walking home means exposure measured in hours, not moments. Distance becomes dosage. Dosage becomes biology. Biology becomes a clock. The city turns into a maze designed to keep you in it. Every step forward adds weight you can't drop. The flash didn't end your day. It started the countdown. The second mistake is speed. People run. Running feels smart. Running feels alive. Running pumps contaminated air deeper into the lungs, drives radioactive dust into sweat-soaked fabric, grinds particles into skin folds where heat and moisture help them stay. Fallout isn't a predator. It doesn't need to chase. It waits for gravity and human habits to do the work. Within the first hour, the heaviest particles settle close. The fine stuff stays airborne longer, drifting with wind patterns that don't care about your route. Downwind becomes a bad word. Buildings become traps. Shelters without ceiling turn into collectors. The stairwell you duck into funnels dust like a throat. Every surface becomes sticky with invisible math. Your body starts making quiet calculations you never learned. Bone marrow absorbs radiation efficiently because it's busy making blood. The gut lining renews fast, which makes it fragile under ionizing stress. Nausea isn't fear. It's cell damage saying hello. You ignore it because you've been taught to push through discomfort. That training belongs to a different world. Clothes matter now. Not fashion. Fabric density. Loose layers catch more particles. Wet fabric catches more than dry. Hair is a liability. So are beards. Hands touch railings, doors, other people. Every touch is a transfer. You rub your eyes because they burn. That's how particles find mucous membranes. They don't need permission. Water sources look normal and are not. Open containers collect fallout like a tip jar. Puddles become soups of whatever settled last. You think about washing your face. Without clean water, that's just spreading the problem evenly. Walking home turns you into a delivery system. You carry contamination farther than the blast ever could. Each block increases your load. Each breath deepens the debt. Fallout doesn't hunt you. It lets you do the walking while it clocks the hours. The third mistake is trusting symptoms. Radiation sickness doesn't announce itself with drama at first. It whispers. Fatigue that feels like stress. Headache that feels like dehydration. Nausea that feels like nerves. You keep moving because nothing feels fatal yet. That's the trap. The latency period is the most dangerous kindness your body will ever show you. Cells damaged by ionizing radiation don't explode. They miscopy. DNA strands break and rejoin wrong. Some cells die quickly. Others stagger on, producing flawed replacements. The immune system doesn't panic immediately because it's also injured. White blood cells drop later. Infection arrives early. You start to shiver even though it's not cold. Thermoregulation slips. The skin reddens in patches where exposure was higher. You think it's sunburn. It isn't. Burns from radiation don't respect shade. They respect time. Walking increases metabolic demand. That means faster cell turnover. That means more opportunities for errors while your repair systems are compromised. Rest would slow the damage. Movement accelerates it. The city pressures you to move. Sirens, smoke, crowds, noise. Your instincts say go. Biology says stop. Food is irrelevant now. Digestion competes with repair. Eating contaminated food adds internal exposure that no amount of optimism can dilute. You chew because it comforts you. Comfort is expensive. Sleep becomes impossible. Cortisol stays high. Decision-making narrows. You take shortcuts. Shortcuts lead through debris fields that grind radioactive dust into your boots. Boots track it everywhere. You sit to rest. Now it's on your clothes and skin. By the time vomiting starts, the damage is already booked. The problem isn't the walk. It's the time spent walking through an environment that punishes motion. Home feels closer with every step, but the body is quietly crossing thresholds it can't uncross. The danger isn't dramatic. It's procedural. The fourth mistake is assuming the city behaves like it used to. After a nuclear event, the urban environment becomes a chemical and radiological experiment running without supervision. Asphalt cracks from heat stress. Water mains rupture and mix clean lines with sewage and fallout. Elevation matters. So does wind shadow. The wrong side of a building can double your dose. Metal surfaces become hotspots because particles cling electrostatically. Subways collect contamination like lungs under a city's skin. Underground feels safe until it isn't. Without ventilation control, air stagnates and concentrates whatever fell in. Darkness hides danger better than light ever could. Crowds increase risk geometrically. Every person sheds particles. Bumping shoulders is data exchange. Panic multiplies contact. You can't social distance radiation once it's everywhere. Emergency responders are overwhelmed or absent. The ones you see may already be contaminated. Help becomes a vector. Rain is not relief. It drags particles down and redistributes them. Wet fallout sticks better. Puddles become traps. Shoes wick contamination upward. Socks hold it close. Feet sweat. Skin absorbs. You think about shortcuts through parks or green spaces. Vegetation catches fallout efficiently. Leaves are filters. Soil binds particles that don't wash away. Grass looks forgiving. It isn't. Windows broken by the blast turn interiors into exposure rooms. Curtains flap, pulling air inside. You duck through buildings thinking walls protect you. They do, briefly, until you carry the outside in with you. Walking home assumes the map still works. It doesn't. The city's logic has inverted. High ground might be safer or worse depending on wind. Narrow streets channel air like rivers. The safest place is rarely intuitive. The city is running experiments on everyone moving through it, measuring dose by behavior. The walkers lose fastest. The fifth mistake is heroism. Survival after a nuclear detonation favors stillness, shielding, and time. Distance traveled is exposure accumulated. The goal isn't home. The goal is less radiation. Immediate shelter beats perfect shelter far away. Dense materials matter. Concrete, earth, brick, books, water. Mass between you and fallout reduces dose. Basements help if sealed. Interior rooms away from windows help if ventilation is controlled. Improvised sealing with plastic and tape reduces air exchange. You don't need perfect. You need better than outside. Time is your ally if you stop feeding the problem. Radiation drops fast in the first 48 hours. The rule of sevens is brutal and generous at the same time. Wait it out and the environment becomes survivable faster than your legs can carry you safely. Decontamination is simple and unforgiving. Remove outer clothing. Bag it. Shower with soap and water if available. No conditioner. It binds particles. Don't scrub until skin breaks. That's an invitation. Clean beats aggressive. Water must be protected. Covered containers only. Food stays sealed. You don't scavenge fresh air by opening doors every hour. You ration exposure like medicine. Communication is secondary. Information comes late. Rumors come early. Ignore the urge to move until the math changes. The body heals better than it travels in a radioactive field. Staying put feels passive. It isn't. It's a deliberate choice to let physics work for you instead of against you. Walking home is an emotional decision. Sheltering is a biological one. Only one respects how radiation actually behaves. The final mistake is believing movement equals control. In disasters, motion feels like agency. After a nuclear event, it's usually self-harm with good intentions. The environment punishes exposure, not fear. It doesn't care how brave you feel. Home is a concept. Survival is a condition. The shortest path between the two is rarely a straight line through fallout. It's time, shielding, and restraint. People who survive long-term aren't the fastest. They're the ones who stop when stopping is smarter. Radiation fades. Buildings stand. Bodies repair what they can if given a chance. The city will still be there tomorrow. Your bone marrow might not be if you keep walking today. The untold truth isn't that a nuke kills instantly. It's that it convinces people to finish the job themselves by moving through an invisible field that rewards patience and punishes panic. The Flash didn't demand a journey. It demanded you understand when not to take one. Survival isn't heroic. It's technical. It's knowing when the smartest step is no step at all. Tomorrow doesn't need you home. It needs you alive. And it will check your math again.